Breaking news out of City Hall. Pix 11 has learned that Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted. The indictment is still sealed, so it is not clear yet at this hour exactly what the charges are. But this move makes him the first mayor in the history of New York City to be criminally charged while in office.
Yeah, already shockwaves going through the city here. The reported indictment following a series of federal investigations surrounding the mayor's inner circle going back to November when the FBI searched the Crown Heights home of a campaign fundraiser and seized the mayor's phone and iPad. All of this tied to alleged illegal foreign campaign donations from Turkey. We have team coverage for you tonight as all of this develops. Eileen LaPalmer standing by at Gracie Mansion. But let's start with Henry Rossoff. And Henry, what are you learning tonight?
Well, we can confirm, in fact, that the mayor has been indicted, as you said. He just released a statement not long ago, essentially saying that when you stand up and fight for New Yorkers, someone's going to push back. He says he's innocent of any charges should he actually be charged, and that he will continue to press forward. But we had been hearing rumblings throughout the week dating back to his open press conference on Tuesday that something was coming. I had sources confirming that there was a communication strategy being developed within the mayor's office and at City Hall. You are seeing a parade of his political opponents, including Comptroller Brad Lander, former Comptroller Scott Stringer, State Senator Zellner Myrie, on and on, calling on him to step down, saying that even though he deserves the presumption of innocence, that he cannot continue to fight these charges. Now, the direct investigation that we were aware of, you just saw a shot of the Turkish consulate there, was this mushrooming investigation into if the mayor and his campaign team illegally accepted donations from the government of Turkey or Turkey businessmen. And it was recently expanded to include 5 more countries, including but not limited to China, Israel, Uzbekistan, and South Korea. So this is really, if it's a charge for the mayor, and we have confirmed that it is an indictment, then it really appears that that aspect of everything we've been talking about, from aides being under the microscope, the police department, his first deputy mayor, his school's chancellor, unless this is something we haven't had any reporting about, this does appear to be tied to campaign fundraising and donations tied to foreign governments, considering the indictment is directly on the mayor himself, Corey and Shirley.
And Henry, this is just simply a stunning reversal of fortune for a man who is a retired NYPD police captain, the 110th mayor of the city of New York, who ran on this platform of being an everyday New Yorker. So far, he has remained defiant. What happens next? What do we expect tomorrow? Will he have a court date tomorrow? What do you know so far?
We have not confirmed if there is a court date. The indictment is under seal. It will remain under seal until he is arraigned. And of course, this being federal court, there will be no cameras in that courtroom. The best comparison I can make to the ordeal that we have seen somewhat recently in this country is the federal arraignments of former President Trump down in Washington, D.C., and down in Florida for the documents case. Now, I'm not equating the two cases. In fact, let's be clear, we don't know exactly what the mayor's been charged with, but the sort of ordeal and the security around that sort of event will be similar. And we would anticipate that immediately following the indictment, we would have the unsealing of at least a portion of the indictment. Again, it could be ongoing, so we may only see a piece of it at that point. Then we get a brief statement from the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District, and then probably a longer statement from candidate Eric Adams, probably especially important to make that distinction, not necessarily acting in the mayoral role if these charges relate to his campaign, but I would presume that he would make some sort of statement shortly thereafter being arraigned, but we don't know exactly when that would be. Probably tomorrow is likely, but we don't have that confirmed. By the end of the week, I would say, if charges have been brought.
All right, Henry, thank you so much for the update there.